Hello guys, Dragon Master here, and I want to welcome you to Star Wars in Earth, The Mandalorian, Episode 8, The Redemption. So, just wanted to say a few things for this since there is a season 2 and two seasons more for The Mandalorian. I will be working on a season 2, but I'll be working on it while I'm finishing the Legends series, so you won't see any season 2 of this for a while. Yeah, so I'll just be focused on finishing my Legend series. So I guess without further ado, let's get into the video. We start off with a squad of stormtroopers. They are currently guarding the front entrance of the town. They're just looking to horizon and just talk a bit. They're bored, as there isn't much going around and everyone else is mostly focused on killing the Mandalorian. So while they talk, they start to notice that there's a dust coming into the distance. They keep looking and looking until they notice something, until it's too late before a blaster bolt is heard, and the squad is immediately under attack, with many of them being shot down before they could know what's happening. It is the Terrans, along with IG-11. They are currently riding into the town with Hunter on a whole squad of speeder bikes. They immediately rush into the town and begin basically going attacking anyone they see. Any stormtrooper or Imperial they see. IG-11 goes nuts in this, like in the episode 8. Many stormtroopers are immediately shot down before they can know what's happening. Hunter takes out a spear and then stabs a stormtrooper in the head. Before he throws the spear at his shadow guard he noticed. The shadow guard dodges this, but sadly he cannot dodge the speeder bike which is rammed at him as Hunter jumps off. The shadow guard is still able to get up, but he is very wounded. Hunter takes out a vibroblade and they immediately engage into hand-to-hand combat. Then the Terran army marines rush in and begin attacking any Imperial. It becomes a bloodbath, as Shadow Guards and the Knights of Ren immediately engage them. Luckily, the Marines know some of the best of hand-to-hand combat, so fights break out. So while this is going on, the same thing happens with Mando and everything. But of course, the difference is Yoda is still with the Terran, so who's gonna go save Mando? From the Stormtrooper Flame Troop, and that is a Jedi, and this ain't no ordinary Jedi. Mando sees that the Flame Trooper, well, I guess with Mando sees that the Flame Trooper is about to shoot him before the Flame Trooper is propelled back and well, I guess his flame fuel explodes. And he immediately turns around and is surprised to see two white lightsabers, and then sees a Taruga. This Taruga is Ahsoka Tano, Padawan of Anakin Skywalker and a survivor of the Order 66 Purge. She immediately attacks the Death Troopers. They immediately come in. Oh, Moff Gideon is looking around, but the Shadow Guard's commander comes up to him and tells him to leave. And since the Shadow Guard is higher up than Moff Gideon, as they answer to the real person in charge, who he has an alliance with, he has no choice but to comply. So he gets on a TIE fighter and immediately leaves. The battle is becoming more and more bloody as Knights of Ren, Shadow Guards, and Terran Marines fight all over the place. Much of the town is being destroyed as they take out their lightsaber pikes, the Shadow Guards, and the Knights of Ren use special blades and blasters. Sadly for them, the Terran Marines came prepared and use a few new weapons of their own that they got from Iokath, including the first prototype of a mech. I guess a Lokai mech. This mech has a special arm cannon which is able to shoot down TIE fighters. They immediately fires at two Shadow Guards and they're blown to smithereens with their bits all over the place. It's quite a bloodbath. Eventually, the Shadow Guard commander meets Hunter and the currently wounded Mando as they're trying to evacuate. He ignites a double lightsaber, a double red lightsaber, and immediately tells them to give up and surrender themselves for judgment. Hunter and Mando look at each other and then shake their head and refuse. IG-11 comes forward as well. The Shadow Guard commander is amused, and he immediately decides to take off his helmet and reveal his Sith-colored eyes. And to Hunter's surprise, he recognizes this, as he is an Inquisitor. He thought all the Inquisitors were dead or missing. He explains he's one of the remaining ones. He has foregone his title as whatever brother number he was, and joined the Shadow Guard. He has served the Empire, the Emperor, and the Empire faithfully before Palpatine was killed, and now he has come to take the baby. They immediately say that they'll never allow that to happen, and he says that they are fools to challenge him as they engage in a battle. Mando's armor, Beskar armor, proves to be useful as it protects him, while Hunter uses his viral blades and a few Beskar armor of his own he acquired. Sadly for them, the Inquisitor is no joke and he's quite skilled. Even with IG-11's help, they are starting to get overwhelmed. IG-11 seeing a sacrifice as he sees multiple Knights of Ren and Shadow Guard and remaining stormtroopers coming to them, decides to make a sacrifice. He opens up his chest and reveals a bomb. He then looks at Hunter and Mando and tells them to run, which they do, and run off, along with their allies. The Imperial commander notices them about to run before he's about to force lightning at him before he's shot by IG-11. He gets a scar across his eye before he looks at IG-11 and stabs his lightsaber in. He senses a strange feeling in the Force and immediately looks down and notices the bomb. He then looks up at IG-11, and if IG-11 had a mouth, he most likely would have been smiling. The commander, realizing what had happened, quickly puts up a force shield for himself before the bomb goes off. A ginormous explosion rocks the entire town, and the Terran Marines who remain look at this, along with the remaining Shadow Guards and Knights of Ren, and realize that they all need to retreat. Everyone immediately starts running off. The remaining Shadow Guard gets on shuttles and leaves, along with the Knights of Ren. The Terran Marines head to their camp and meet with Mando and the others, along with Hunter. They immediately get onto a ship, but then Hunter notices someone and sees Ahsoka. He is surprised as he had met her before. He asks where she was when they were fighting the Imperial commander, and she explains that she was busy dealing with a good portion of the Knights of Ren and Shadow Guards, as she was having to fight 5 Shadow Guards and 5 Knights of Ren, and it wasn't easy. Hunter looks at her and then nods, as he has to admit they're quite skilled and sees why they were Palpatine's best elite guards. They had some personal training from him as well. He explains that the commander is most likely dead, but he was surprised to see Shadow Guards and is annoyed that Moff Gideon got away. He also notices someone else, a small Mandalorian, shorter than Mando. Mando explains that this Mandalorian is the one who helped with his armor. She of course won't say her name to him, but he understands. As for the Watch, as he had heard, were kind of a bit wary of the Terrans, due to certain reasons. They decide to all board the ship, and Mando asks if Ahsoka's going to take Baby Yoda, and she explains no, explaining that she was contacted by the Terrans to explain the situation, and she decided to come help, but she did tell them that she couldn't take the baby, as she had other things to do and to hunt someone else. The Terrans understood this and asked if there was anything else. She explains that was all, and that she must head off as she has a new assignment. But she does give Mando a communicator and tells him to contact her if anything goes wrong. He agrees, and she gets on her own separate shuttle. Hunter looks at her ship depart and then looks at Mando and Baby Yoda. He explains what's next, and he explains he doesn't know. They both hum to themselves and decide, well, I guess was a crazy adventure. I wonder where the galaxy will take us off to next. And that is where we're gonna leave it off. So yeah, I guess you were surprised to see Ahsoka, but as you know, I feel like it would make sense as the Terrans, like she's like working around looking for Thrawn, I guess, well, not Thrawn, but someone else currently. So it kind of would make sense for the Terrans to more or less have like previous contact with her. So they would most likely contact her about Baby Yoda as she was one of the few remaining Jedi. As they couldn't contact Luke right now, who was on Ossus, building the Jedi Temple. So yeah. So you probably think that there's probably gonna be we will see Ahsoka again in season 2 of this. But a few things there are gonna be some like major changes to season 2. And also I am gonna do a sneak peek for like a sneak peek for season 2. Sort of like a teaser in a way, like showing like a certain scene of episode 1 of The Mandalorian season 2 of Star Wars and Earth. So yeah. So I don't know when I'll be doing that sneak peek, but I guess you'll just have to wait and see. So yeah, I guess without further ado, goodbye.